I'm tired of waiting, Comad. How big can this dragon of yours be? I'm going in.
Runda di hodonga kun hankami. Wana kun bez ching palamule tunking ba nunotek. Tugning chatukunde mulerabes. Kachi kun ita hodonga. Iking kuno ba mulerachi kun. Slimo podonar de hodonga kun kabe. Mucho shalpachat. Kieno no damapaule rachikun. Runda di hodonga kun hankami. Wana kun bez ching palamule tunking ba nunotek. Tugning chatukunde mulerabes. Kachi kun ita hodonga. Iking kuno ba mulerachi kun. Slimo podonar de hodonga kun kabe. Runda di hodonga kun hankami. Wana kun bez ching palamule tunking ba nunotek. Tugning chatukunde mulerabes. Kachi kun ita hodonga. Iking kuno ba mulerachi kun. Slimo podonar de hodonga kun kabe. Kachi kun ita hodonga. Iking kuno ba mulerachi kun. Slimo podonar de hodonga kun kabe. Runda di hodonga kun hankami. Wana kun bez ching palamule tunking ba nunotek. Tugning chatukunde mulerabes.
Tong haitwam chichi jumplumpa. Nitapoe tikito. Dolpa da bonqualeo gandona chuchut. Kachi chu ita dundonga. Yumalita kuto dun. Chilamulane ni dubobo. Onga kumbis jang ba mulira.
Runda di hodonga kun hankami. Wana kun bez ching palamule tunking ba nunotek. Tugning chatukunde mulerabes. Kachi kun ita hodonga. Iking kuno ba mulerachi kun. Slimo podonar de hodonga kun kabe. Runda di hodonga kun hankami. Wana kun bez ching palamule tunking ba nunotek. Tugning chatukunde mulerabes.
Jedo badowana ni dibobo. Dong nabung siya nununya. Dong patukas magtalea.
Runda di hodonga kun hankami. Wana kun bez ching palamule tunking ba nunotek. Tugning chatukunde mulerabes.
Mucho shalpachat. Kieno no damapaule rachikun.
What can I do? What can I do?
Achuta, unga kun mistur. Achuta, unga kun mistur. Jedu badawana ni di bobo. Dong na bungsha nununya. Dong patukashmak talea. Tune pudu. Rananu prata dongol shirkasha. Jum na apike. Dayata. Wata yuma wamahuhu na dagdig. Shatung ni patoga. Wano kuspe ching palamule tonke. Jedo badawana ni di bobo. Dong na bungsha nununya. Dong patukashmak talea.
Runda di hotonga kun hankabi. Wana kun bez ching palamule tongking ba nunotek. Tuknin chatukune munerabes.
Mucho shakbakat. Kieno no namapaole rachikun.
I should be thankful the desert sands had not swallowed it up. Do you think I should? I don't know. I'll have to think about that. I'll keep it with me while I decide. I don't want to talk about this anymore. Let's keep going.
Anyone else get the feeling that finding this star map in the back of this great dragon's cave is more than just a coincidence?
The star map is an artifact of the dark side. The great dragon may have been drawn here by its dark power, only to be enslaved by it.
We should probably get going now. We found the star map, and I'm guessing there isn't much else worth seeing on this planet.
I have to give you credit. You've led me on quite a chase, but nobody gets away from Calo Nord in the end. You got lucky on Terrace. The Sith attack saved you from a quick and gruesome death. But I promise you, the Sith won't be getting in my way this time. Sorry, I'm not in this for the credits. You're the only ones who've ever gotten away from me. I've got a rep to protect. Let's go, boys. It's showtime.
What can I do?
What? How'd you like that?
I can idea.
Ready.
Here. I'm here. So be it. Let's make this quick.
What do you wish to ask of him, Master? Protocol. This will be a very sensitive topic, Master. You will want to be careful with your questions or risk offending him. Not that that is much of a worry. Translation. Translation. You have been told that to be considered worthy of hearing the histories, you need to bring him a dragon pearl from a great dragon. Translation. He says the discussion is closed until you fulfill this condition. He thinks you are just making fun of his traditions. Translation. Translation. He is stupefied, Master. He never thought you could return with such an item. Such a thing has not been done in many years. Translation. He will allow you to meet the storyteller, but also gives a warning. If you dare to repeat the histories incorrectly, you will be killed. Translation. The storyteller will be summoned to one of the rooms here in the Enclave. He seems to think this is a great honor for you, Master. Translation. Translation. We are free to leave. Translation. He identifies himself as the storyteller, Master. He has been told of your warrior skills and will speak the history to you. Translation. Translation. There is only one accepted history, passed orally to each successive generation. Translation. A book or datapad can be taken away, cheapening the value of what it contains. To commit it to paper or storage is to remove it from the people. Translation. Translation. You may choose to hear the history, or you may choose not to. Their history is a single entity that cannot be partitioned. Translation. The only exception is in continuing the tales once they have begun. If you leave, when you return, he will continue from where he left off. Translation. Translation. It begins with the ancient times. They were not sand people, for there was no sand. The land was green with life, and they walked without wrappings. Translation. Though the land was beautiful, they lived apart from the land. They built their walls high and saw beyond the horizon. They dared to reach the stars. Translation. There are no words for how long ago this was. It was before the outsiders, before the abduction, before the cities fell, before the builders. Translation. Translation. His arrogant people touched the stars, and this sin drew the attention of the builders. The builders did not touch the stars, they lashed them to millstones. Translation. Great demons of metal stripped the world of its riches, until all that was left was the green of the ground. The great cities were lifted away. Translation. Those that had used the wealth were taken along with it. Transgressors abducted to serve past the sky, seeding the stars with penitent, adaptable slaves. Translation. Translation. There came a time when the builders were also judged for their crimes. After generations, a plague weakened them, and the time of the Great War began. Translation: the builders faltered, and his people realized why they had been punished, so that they understood the crime, and would now strike down the greater offender. Translation: they worked chaos in the machines, so they destroyed themselves. The builders fought back, laying waste to the green that had been misused with fire from above. Translation: soil became glass, grinding to sand, but the fight was long planned, and his people were safe. Deep in cave homes carved from valley wall, they were free. Translation: editing, if I may, Master. This section of his tale details several millennia of the long walk, their nomadic wanderings as they accept their identity in a desert world. Rather than strain my circuits on his dialect, might we just assume there was much fighting over who has the biggest bantha and move on to more recent things? Translation: Translation: the tribes spread far, distant from each other, but all the sand people and all cherished the land that remained. The sand would not be misused. Translation: then machines fell from the stars again, outsiders like you that brazenly walked apart from the land. And greater still was the insult to come. Translation: these outsiders reminded them of their past transgression, of the time when they too walked apart from land. The outsiders, your kind, looked like their ancient abducted. Translation: so it is to the current sons that the Sand People hate all outsiders and give them no footing. You come again, time after time, adaptable slaves to the machine. Editing. The last 1,000 years are full of conflicts with different groups of attempted planetary settlers, all of whom are poorly described, long dead, and likely untraceable. I believe I have truncated it down to the usable bits in what was already said. I hope it is enough, Master. Translation. Translation. We are free to leave.
Ikukuno no ba mulira tikun. Tonghit kun tunting. Ne boboje mata ne punage. Dolpi kikiwana. Tolpa da pongwale kaduna guchuchut. Kavadum kupilio botenya. Bonanai kuchu. Hawaga boska chokola. Mucha shagpanka. Kuyami juz chikata na patogaya hulki kokorala chichi. Kawanabot atagwa. Kagidora tikun watatimona ia bola.
Runda di hotonga kun honkabi. Wana kun bez ching palamule tongking ba nunotek. Tukning chatukunde mulerabes. Achuta. Wonga kun bis dolpi kikuyana. Dong patugas baktelia.
Back already? Have you even looked for the holocron yet?
I have the holocron, Mother. I'm just not sure I want to give it to you.
And why not? Would you deny me even that?
I've never denied you anything, Mother. You may think I don't remember what it was like before I left for the Order, but I do. You were the one who pushed Father to go on one treasure hunt after the other. You loved living in wealth. You think I don't remember the fights? You were eager to send me to the Jedi even though I didn't want to go. You took Father away from me. And now this holocron is all I have of him.
Fool girl. You have a strange way of remembering things. That wasn't...
No, I don't wish to argue with you anymore, Mother. It's time we parted ways now, for both our benefit. You don't know her. My mother is notoriously deceptive when she wants something. Why should she have the holocron?
Is it too difficult to believe that I am a dying woman who simply wishes to see her husband one last time?
I find it difficult to believe anything you say, Mother. You're right. It shames me, but I find it difficult to let go of the past. I'm sorry, Mother.
I was hard on you, dear. I wasn't a very good mother to you. I know that. Your father loved you so. He wanted you to be just like him. He wanted to take you on his hunts, but I said they were too dangerous. I always tried to keep him from the dangerous ones, but he would have none of it. It was a reckless life we led. Always moving. I didn't want that for you.
So that's why you gave me to the Order?
What do your father and I have to show for all those years of hunting? Nothing. That was no life for anyone. Especially not someone as gifted as you, your father. He spent all his last years trying to pay for my treatments. That's why he went for the pearls. I begged him not to, but...
Your treatments?
I'm dying, Bastard. I did not lie about that. It's been a long time in the coming, and there's really nothing that can be done anymore. I told your father to let me go, but you know how he was. Stubborn, like you.
I'm so sorry, Mother. I don't know what to say.
Keep the holocron, Bastard. It would do me good to know you have it. This talking to you. This is what I really needed before I
know. Thank you. I'm glad we talked too.
Oh. You said you had important business, and you were never one to mince words. You there. You take care of my daughter, you hear me? That's good. I'll feel a lot better knowing there's someone to watch her.
Where are you going to go?
It doesn't matter, dear. Don't you worry about me.
Here, take these 500 credits. That's all I have. Go to Coruscant and find a doctor. I'll meet you there after what I have to do.
But I already told you there's nothing that can...
Please take it. I want to see you again, when we can talk.
All right, I will. You do what you have to, Rastila. You go make your father and I proud.
I'll try. Farewell, Mother. How can I help? Yes, that brought me a lot of peace. More than I thought it would have. Thank you for urging me toward it. After all my training, I would have thought it would have been easier. Apparently, I still have much to learn.